Welcome back to Downtime.
Welcome back to D&D time.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about our game characters. Who wants to go first?
Delves and dives. Not Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
How about you go first? I think you have the most fun character.
Oh, are we starting with my main character?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the fuck.
Get in the painting. Maybe it's not that painting. Maybe it's this painting. Yeah.
How did I hit?
Also, would like to point out, Peach has a whole room dedicated to forced perspective to make a big painting look small and a small painting look big. Yeah, you're Big Mario. You just suicide bombing on you. Suicide bomber.
Shit. Oh.
Yeah, you can't fit.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Little Big Planet.
So we're starting with Big Boy Haggis first.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Okay, so.
I mean, the other character didn't last very long.
No, he did.
Okay.
He
In the
survived,
grand
like,
sense of things.
He survived like almost a year.
Maybe. Anyway.
Yeah. So my current character in D&D, we play 5e by the way.
In addition.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Let me out! It's horrible! It's
god.
terrible!
Oh god. Oh god.
That was an even worse decision.
This place is full of hell. I think we chose a bad map to talk about D&D.
Exactly. I mean, you chose the stage.
Yeah, so my character isn't really meta, because
Well, and I would like to say something real quick before we get into it. I probably should have started with I'm the dungeon master in our games. We've been playing for like 6 years, something like that. Very long time with our current friend group. We play with a very loose interpretation of the rules. And a very loose interpretation on the Dungeon Master's Guide and things that can happen. It's very much just about having fun and not so much about worrying about every single little stat system, every single little detail about the game.
yeah, so my character is a dwarf who's a ranger, but also lives the pirate life.
Pirate life for me.
And the reason is he comes from a mine where he was a chosen, and for there the chosen has to stay there and work because that's like the glorified life in there. And so he got tired of that and decided to ditch that to pretty much see the outside world, and he thought the best way to do that was to travel the 7 seas.
I mean, right off the bat, I like your character a lot. Just
Yeah.
on the idea you're playing with a dwarf who doesn't want to be a dwarf.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome to me. That's a really cool character idea.
And that's pretty much all I... How the fuck do I get up there?
Just jump for it.
Jump.
Trust me.
Just jump. Straight jump.
Just jump for it. Trust me.
Okay.
See, sometimes it works out.
But yeah, it's like I didn't write. There's some people who like write too much for their character, and I only left that for interpretation for Wyatt.
And I think that you didn't come up with that right off the bat, did you? You just knew he wanted to be a pirate
Yeah.
when you first made him.
Yeah, I mainly wrote the extra bit of the Chosen storyline because our friend Devin, who appeared on one, we mentioned in one of our podcasts on Boys
He
Night.
made it on there before I did.
He was only he didn't talk in it, but
No,
he
was
watched.
just mentioned.
Yeah, and yeah, he made it.
Take your time.
He was making his
Just be
third,
safe about it.
He's making his third or fourth character.
He's died a lot.
Yeah.
More than
And
anybody.
He wanted to. No fucking way. You know, I just don't want to deal with that. Let's just
Oh my god.
let's just go upstairs. Oh, what's in here?
Speaking of dying.
Let's just go in
Oh
here.
my god.
This is probably where
Yep.
we should
Just go down back to the basement.
Let's just go down here. Oh, this is the basement?
I mean, you're going back to the main foyer, and then
am I?
from there you can decide where to go.
Oh.
I will say, before we go too much further in D&D, there's like 3 or 4 stages we haven't hit yet. So you have the pick of the litter when
Yeah.
it comes to getting stars.
Um.
Anyway, Devin has died a lot.
Yeah.
he makes some very questionable decisions, but he does them in, for a good reason.
Yeah. But
To
he,
roleplay and have fun.
on this one,
50 for that one. We're getting there.
is that like the final thing?
Nope. That's the second final thing.
Okay, so where should I go? Oh, in here. The fuck, dude?
Check it out. This is when I can explain how they did this. So back in the day, the idea of a camera was so new because 3D perspective hadn't been done that they had to make the camera
God.
character.
Do you see his nose grow?
Yeah. He goes all weird and pixelated. And on an old CRT TV, you would never notice that. But yeah, they made so you are the camera.
Oh.
So that's why they put him in the mirror. So it's like, hey, look, you're being filmed all the time, and that's what that means.
So is there even anything I can do in here?
Yeah, there is. There's a painting in here you can jump into. Well,
Oh.
it's like I'll let you figure out where it is. Look at the mirror.
I know, that's what I was trying to figure out. God damn it. Oh.
I think in this room, if I remember right, that actually is not a mirror. That's another Mario with inverted controls. So that's actually a room behind an invisible wall.
Course 10, Snowman's Land, Snowman's Big Hit. Okay, go to the big hit.
Go to the star in front of you. It's an ice maze.
Yeah, so he died a lot, and then he wanted to make a dwarf paladin,
He used to play a paladin, and he really enjoyed it.
and so
And that paladin died.
he asked me if he could be related to my character, and me thinking, oh, how is a paladin going to be related to just a dwarf in general, and a ranger, so that's when I came up with the chosen idea. So in my little world, I'm a chosen. It's kind of like the reverse almost, because the chosen has to stay back and pretty much mine, because that's like their. Oh god, I'm dying.
Yeah, that water's a little cold.
God, get me out of that.
This levels got real rough real fast.
And yeah, so the chosen in our world has to stay back and like mine with the boring.
Oh,
life.
they're leaders of the Enclave,
Yeah,
basically. They're
and-
supposed to be these big, high up ranking dudes. You don't
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
You're too important to leave.
And then
That's the second time you.
the non-chosen get to do whatever they want, and Devin's character decided to choose like going out adventuring, picking religion, and
That's something that you wanted to do, but you couldn't.
yeah. So Haggis was really jealous of Devin's character, and I never told I'm gonna die. Oh,
Just a,
I'm dead.
that water's really cold.
I didn't tell Devin, but when he started playing as a character, that Haggis really resented him. So he came up to me and was like, "Oh, what's up, cousin?" Like all happy getting, and I was just like, "Hi." And
Never thought I'd see you again.
yeah, and
Really hoped I would never see you again.
I honestly don't know how to proceed.
We just get the star.
Like that one
The snowman's big head.
isn't. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, they gave you a context clue. Follow it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them to the snowman's big head.
Well, get there.
I'm working on it.
There's also the big bully you could fight. There's 8 red coins down there. You got nothing but options, man.
I hate this game.
No noise on that one. He just fucking went up and down. This coin right there.
I'm gonna beat this guy. That's what I gotta do now.
But anyway, that's Haggis's basic backstory. You know, and originally it was just like a dwarf who wants to be a sailor was cool, and then a year later, when I decided I like our party enough that we should start working on our actual backstories, we had a little run-in with a undead ocean overlord.
Yeah, and his name is C.
Yep, Sebastian Elric Arthur.
And like, I don't really know how to explain it that well, but Haggis got into a position where his only option to save his friends and himself was to sell his soul.
Which is a real character arc for you because you're a lawful evil,
Yeah.
and you decided to hurt yourself to save others.
Yep.
That's quite the choice.
Yeah, Haggis pretty much does things that betters himself, and sometimes it betters everyone.
Yep.
But most of his decisions have been, oh, this helps me, so this is a good idea.
Right.
And this
And that was one of those decisions that was really just like I kind of have to do this for everybody, not just myself.
Yeah. I'm so confused.
I will say also that you as a person, Chance, and Haggis as a character are by far the most fun to play with as a DM.
Yeah.
Because as the DM, you kind of it gets boring just to go through dungeons, and it gets boring just to fight things. I like to put people in these situations that really make you think, and really put you at your own wit's end. And you're one of the most fun characters to do that too, because I can very easily tell what you're gonna do before you do it. Because I think I can. Sometimes where I
You
can't.
say I'm predictable?
Not predictable, but okay, yeah, you're predictable. You're so unpredictable. What's predictable in reality is really how it is.
Because I've caused
Get out of the water, man.
I've caused a lot of points in the game where I caught you off guard.
That's true, but I purposely put those out there because I know you would be the one to make the decision. There's a couple of players who just do things because they want to do it.
Man, I am just getting debated by that guy.
Or they do things because them as a player think it's a good idea, not because them as a character would. Obviously, I've given you inspiration points for it, but you've done things that Chance thinks is not a good idea, but Haggis thinks is a good idea.
Yeah, because
There's
you
a lot
gotta
of
play your
people-
character, not yourself.
Yeah, and we have a couple people who wouldn't do that. But I don't, not reward you for doing stuff like that. Let's get in there and get that star. You gotta get a star this episode. We're not stopping until
I
you
already
get
got
one.
one.
Did you?
Yeah, I beat the bully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get off my dick.
Too busy talking about D&D. One of my favorite things
Yeah,
on this planet.
It's one of our favorite pastimes, to be honest.
It really is. It's a really good hobby. Oh, it was easy.
Dang. I thought it would be way harder. I thought I'd like melt it or something. Now let's talk about. Oh, I guess we'll talk about it
Boy,
next time.
man, time flies when you talk about D&D. It really does. So next time we might talk a little more. Don't know. Depends how things happen.
See you next time.
Bye.